Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Untitled Tarot and welcome to your general reading for April for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whatever area of your chart you're wanting to look at. And if you're not familiar with your chart, there is as ever a link down below so you can get yourself your own birth chart and find out what your rising sign is. Because as ever, I would say watch your sun, watch your moon, watch your rising. But if you only get to watch one, watch your rising. Now, as a general reading rules apply. You've heard them from all the readers on YouTube. Timing is not absolute. You can get people mixed up because we see energies and actions. So if someone else appears in the reading, we could end up attributing the actions to you when it's them or to them when it's you. It doesn't happen a lot, but it can happen. But normally I can see when it's potentially happening. But there's no guarantee on that. So there's also a link down below for the Facebook page for this channel. And before I forget to say, because I always forget this bit, that page has an inbox. So if you want to contact me directly for a personal reading, that's the way to do it. I post these videos. I post the astrology weather forecast videos that I'm watching, you know, Ksenia Moore, Astrology Hub, Rick Levine, brain's gone blank, Written in the Stars by Rux, Cam White, all of those. So before we get into this reading, what I would like you to do is ask a question, because this reading either is for you or it isn't. There is a past and a present in the spread. If the past and the present don't fit, don't try and make it fit. Go and watch your sun, your moon, your rising, whatever, or even watch another reader. You know, there's because I'm not reading for all Sagittarii. I'm reading purely. Yeah, I'm a Battlestar Galactica fan as well, as you can probably tell. I'm reading for whoever this reading is for. As simple as. But what I'd like you to do is ask a question beforehand. Think about all the questions that are around you at the moment and focus on one of them, but be aware of all of them, because the cards will answer whatever they choose and not necessarily in the same sense of priority as what you and I have. So 2.5 minutes, that's enough of my waffle. Yeah, focus on it, press pause, think about your question, and then come back. And now I will bring up the cards. So, Sagittarius, this seems to be about taking responsibility in the form of leadership. There's quite a assortment of messages here that's trying to make sense of, and I think that's how you're feeling at the moment with this moon card right in the present, of trying to make sense of what's going on around you and what's going on inside of you, because you can tell that you're going somewhere, that you're moving, but you're not entirely sure where or how. First thing will draw your attention to is the amount of major arcana that we have here. We have the moon, the world, the devil, the emperor, the hanging man, the sun, the empress, the fool, the chariot, temperance, the tower, the magician. So that first spread of cards is pretty much all major arcana. In fact, it's easier to count those ones that aren't. 1, 2, 3. That's it. But 2 of those 3 are not particularly cheerful, I will say. But I'm not worried about them. You know, they're not bothering me. But it's almost, I see. That moon card is actually asking you to tap into your more mystical ways of interpreting the world at the moment, because you are getting dragged along and you feel like you're getting dragged along and you feel like you're going somewhere, but there seems to be this fear of, oh my god, everything is going to come down. I mean, looking at your hopes and fears pile here, Sagittarius, you're a right little stress head at the minute. We have the tower, clarified by the Two of Swords, clarified by the Nine of Swords, fear, nightmare, being blind to something and being blind to something that's really bothering you, and oh my god, it's all falling down. So I don't think that it is all falling down, but the fact of the matter is that whatever is falling down, it is up to you to let it fall or to prop it up and build it and shore it up so that you know what you are. It's not even that you know, that you are in charge of the direction of whatever the situation is. We have the King Arthur card, which is stand up and take a leadership role. We also have the obedience card from the Wisdom of the House of Night, which is basically saying don't break any rules. So if something has been set into motion, keep that thing in motion, which is also echoed here on the bottom of the first deck. We've got the Hierophant, the Faith card, which is also saying about second deck, Ace of Pentacles, new beginning energies with yeah, that's probably not the last time I'll say new beginning in all of this. You got the Fool card here, and Four of Cups. So you are being guided towards whatever is going on here at the moment, but you're gonna have to use your brain. The one person who is interested, the one god that is interested in you here at the moment is Prometheus. Here in this deck, he represents cunning, but he can also represent altruism and self-sacrifice. If you think about how much he loved humanity, and there is a sense of needing to love humanity here, because you're not just doing this for you. You are having to balance the desires and values of other people with what you are trying to achieve. But I do feel that other people will be supporting you in minor ways, and more in ways of happy coincidences, and then people pointing out those happy coincidences to you so that you are aware of them, so that you can take advantage of them. Because from the Angelarium Oracle, we have Netzach, the right leg of the Tree of Life, endurance, that which resists. So Netzach is the Sephiroth that supports, is it the Pillar of Mercy? I think it's the Pillar of Mercy. But supports his pillar of the Tree of Life by constantly pushing up against the weight of the other Sephiroth bearing down. And it's with that thought of pushing, I'm getting the distinct feeling of why should I push? Because this is something that you've set into motion. This is something that you have set into motion previously. We've got the Sun card, happy, happy, joy, joy, that has started this whole role. But you were okay with how things were, and then you was asked to level up, and you were seeing results of how things were, but this effort of leveling up seems to have made you go, what am I doing here? And I don't think that's a negative, what am I doing here? Because going from the Page of Coins to the World, now if you've watched me before, you know Page of Coins, Page of Pentacles, level 1 complete, start level 2. You're starting level 2 as the beginner of level 2, but you have got level 1 under your belt. So again, there's that image of stepping up. And the World appears to be supportive. Page of Pentacles again under that World. The World is supporting you leveling up, but yes, it's a balancing act. 2 of Pentacles here, which is fine, which is absolutely fine, because the skills that are being called for here are your balancingness, balancing skills. Yeah, your balancing skill. Yeah, whatever. You awkward sentence structure, but you know what I mean. So at the moment, this has the potential. This situation that you're talking about, it has the potential of being wish fulfillment. You have that wish fulfillment energy around you at the moment. You need the wisdom to recognize where it is. Now, if you are asking a relationship question, because hey, it is a YouTube tarot reading, we do have from the Moonology Oracle deck the first, because all three wanted to come out. And also because I saw this first card and go, oh no, not a love reading. So I let the other two come out as well. A new romantic cycle begins. That's enough talking about that one. The energy is gaining momentum. So whatever it is that you are trying to build, it's working, it's building, as is indicated by the World card here, the Chariot card, on how you're feeling. You know that this is getting bigger, getting better, faster, stronger. You know the tune. Balance spirituality and practicality, because the Moon card here is, to me, a card of balancing, such as balancing between the tame and the wild, for example, balancing between the two towers that you see either side. You are setting yourself up for a whole new level of peers, a whole new level of people that I think right now you would be surprised to find out that they consider you their equal, and you will end up in a position where you consider them your equal. Whereas maybe right now over here, yeah, you was okay with where things were, but taking that next step, taking that next level, ooh, well, that's asking a whole new level of mastery from you. And the reason I'm focusing on that is underneath that obedience card, because two popped out of Wisdom of the House tonight, we have the self-worth card. So when that's there right above King Arthur, I'm rather thinking that maybe you know that you're a good doer, but you don't want to be the one in charge. Tough. Because you are an essential driving force here. There is a new beginning coming up, and there is a new beginning where you are going to be called fast into some form of conflict. Five of Swords. And I think that Justice card here, there is an element of, with the Page of Cups and with that Chariot, there is an element of you will naturally be led by spirit or circumstance to see something that is wrong and want to set it right. But I also feel that you don't necessarily think that you are the right person to be spearheading setting this right. But I would want to say to that, if not you, Sagittarius, who? Yes, there's some pain coming up with this. The conflict is going to... Ooh, now. Three of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Judgment. So this conflict, it hurts. It hurts for some reason. There's some form of injury or loss or something that's emotionally hurting you. With the Nine of Pentacles, it's slow. Well, no, it's not the loss that's slow moving. It's the fighting the loss that is slow moving. But there's a reason you have some space here, because Judgment card, there's a transformation in this. I do feel like you are going to feel restricted. Devil card here. But the fact that You are recognized as the right person to build this structure, to start moving, start this fight, campaign, effort to change things. And you're going to find that once it starts going, because Knight of Pentacles here on the surface, but the Chariot card underneath tells me that the change that you can see is only a fraction of the change that is actually going on. And that's from your efforts that you are putting forward. I want to point out here, although I'm not sure why now, from the Quantum Oracle, we have the Ascended Masters card. Now, that's a bit woo-woo even for me, that one. But I feel like there is support. I feel like there is higher levels of energy, support for what you are doing. And therefore, however hard it seems, it's the right thing for you to do. Let's have a look at the relevant past before I go even further into the future. Devil card again. And again, nearly all major arcana, we've got the Ten of Coins. So there was a time when you was in a very stable environment, you know, family, money, job, house, whatever. On the matter of your question, you felt, or like the matter of your question, you felt stable. You felt that everything was in place, everything was running nicely. Then there was some influence that came along that as much as it brought a harvest, there was almost like there was a lot of work that you were called to do, and you felt like the meaning of that work was taken away from you because people didn't like or agree or appreciate what you was doing. Now, I want to say that that appreciation with this Three of Pentacles here is coming, and it's also irrelevant because that's not why you do it. But I do think that what you do want to see recognized is your level of skill. So Devil card here in the past, Devil card here in the very close future. I haven't seen the other Devil card yet, have I? So let's get the Demon Possessed Tower out. And what I'm going to clarify first is this Devil card in the past. But I am rather seeing that as when things were all going well, there was some form of temptation shown to you that you went, no, okay, then I'm going to do it. And to be honest, I think you were right to do it, but it caused a sense of loss. Now, yes, my favorite card out of this particular tarot, the Eight of Wands, because it has Renove on it, who I'm a big fan of. Renove is a goetic spirit, medieval demon that used to wander the world spreading peace and diplomacy wherever he went. You know, so no wonder he was considered a demon by those in power, because he would upset their agendas and make sure that there was agreements and peace and nice things. And this is as the Eight of Wands. So it's almost like somebody made some form of offer to you, maybe inviting you to join some campaign, some course of action. It felt guided, Temperance card here, and it was guided. However, it did not resolve the way that you wanted it to. The harvest was poor from this. And with this Five of Swords, I'm almost feeling like you're walking away going, one day I'm going to have another go at this. Well, that day looks like it's here. Because, so what started this whole present, we've got the Sun card. There's happiness that came to you, and that you were able to accept the Sun to the King of Cups. The King of Cups being someone who is emotionally stable. And I want to say that this sounds weird, but it's important, because Not everybody can accept happiness. Not everybody is designed to go, things are going to really, really well, and you know what, I'm going to enjoy it, rather than spending lots of time worrying it's all going to fall to bits any second. But you were in that place of enjoying it. You had lots of options. You had come together with something. Now, this something could be a someone. We have got that new romantic cycle. But this something or someone brought joy to your life and opened up possibilities of how you could progress further. There's a lot of love in this, but love for humanity. We have, I can't remember what this means in English, seraphim of pure love and honor, I think, which basically does talk about love for humanity. And we have Hahuya here, sorry, dropping my H's, symbolizing astrologically protection. Now, I don't think that you are the one needing the protection. I think you are the one supported in giving that protection, because I'm not seeing any Four of Pentacles here. So let's clarify this other devil. This is the one coming up while you are going through a transformation. Now, it could easily be good structure coming around. So what was the context? We had Three of Pentacles and the Chariot. Things started moving even though you felt that they weren't. One image that I get with the Devil card in that sort of situation, though, is like, say you are succeeding in a campaign to get a corporation to do something or other, and their lawyer turns up to come and buy you out and buy your silence. So we have the Two of Pentacles. So this, I say squeaking, this Devil card, I don't particularly feel bad about it, but I don't particularly feel good about it either. So this Two of Pentacles means that whoever this Devil influence is that's giving you some form of offer, you can't say yes, but you can't say no. You have to take their needs and agenda into account. It's almost as if, say, you are a priest with a congregation, and then this representative, let's go back to the corporation, this representative of the corporation turns up, and even though they have their agenda, they are also a person, and by turning up and being present, they are now part of the congregation, and therefore deserve all the same rights and attention as every other member of the congregation. That's a weird one. But that's going to be, whatever they're suggesting is not entirely right and is not entirely wrong. It's not as cut and dried as that. And working with them, but on your terms, seems to be more important than either saying an outright yes or an outright no. They can turn up with their offer and say, have you thought about such and such, and we would like you to do this, and here's what you get in return. And rather than just saying no or yes, you say, let's sit down, let's talk about this, let's negotiate. We're not going to change what our needs are. Let's talk about your needs and let's see how we can meet as many needs here as possible. Because this sets you up as a form of authority. Oh, yes. The Emperor, clarified by the King of Wands, this is setting you up as a form of authority. It is allowing you to give assistance, which is what the Five of Pentacles seems to be meaning to me today. But it's also showing that presence of guidance. But it's also showing that presence of guidance in the face of some adversity. And in the case of this particular Five of Pentacles, in the case of some loss, as I said, there is that Three of Swords there. You're not the only one affected. That Three of Swords feels like you're hurt and angry because of somebody else's pain. Their pain has hurt you. So it may not be something that you can take immediate ownership of, but you can most definitely take secondary ownership of. And while they are healing from their pain, you are the one that can step up and do what you need to do to prevent that pain from ever happening again to anybody else. Or do you know what I mean? You step up into the protective role, which brings in a lot of, oh, this is nice, hanging man, but I'm getting that distinct impression of the wisdom that was given to Odin after he hung upside down on the tree for 9 days, 7 days, 9 days. I think it was 9 days. This is supported by the World card. So this wisdom that's coming in, when you are not making sense of this situation, as at the moment, it looks like there will be flashes of clarity and then the mists shift. So you've got to reinterpret everything all over again, and that is fine. But you're getting good friends out of this, and there is nothing worth more in the world than good friends who will stand with you. And that's because you are being a good friend to them. And I wouldn't normally say that for the Three of Cups, but for some reason that feels important. So whoever these friends are that you meet during this time, you will be bonding with them, and good job too. I don't know why a good job too, but good job too. Yeah, because they people around you are showing the value of what you need to do and go forward. I think there's a dream that they're trying to push that it's like you 90% agree with it, but there's a bit of a 10% where you go, yeah, not sure about that. I'm not fighting for that 10%, but I'll fight for this 90. And then your 90 becomes the more important thing because you're the one taking the leadership role. Because it's the right thing to do. So we had a Knight of Cups here, other people. So again, there is that chance of love offer coming to you, because we've also got Knight of Cups in the final one. But I also more think it's that Knight of Cups. I don't think it's someone bringing that love offer to you. I think it is you showing a concept to the world. This is something to fall in love with, and this is why I'm doing it, and this is why I think you could love this too. Changes will be happening fast if you take that leadership role. And no, you're not supposed to understand everything all the time, because you wouldn't be as good a leader if you was understanding everything that was going on. You can only understand what is understandable and just take the rest into account, or just try and do what you was going to do anyway, which is what that obedience card is about. Do what you set out to do anyway. And bear in mind that this final outcome pile is topped off by the Magician card. It is you coming into your power, demonstrating your power, using your power, mastering the elements. We already know the elements are quite willing at the moment to work on your behalf. So there's a journey for you to come and realize this. Is there anything I've missed? No. It's going to feel like you are sacrificing a lot to do this, but it's also going to feel like you don't care that you're sacrificing a lot to do this, because it seems like the right thing to do, 90% of it. And that's something that you have to live with, that sacrifice element, because the joy and the effect that you the joy that you experience and the effect that you create far outweighs the sacrifice that you're making, and you know that, and you see that, and you love that, which is what that all those Knight of Cups are about. All in all, you've got a heck of a fight coming up on your hands, but it's a good one, and it's a really formative time for you socially as you are defining this whole new level of being. Because as I said, this is your time to step up, which you already know. You may be fearing about it, but you already know this. So if you are thinking, oh my God, it can't be me, I can't be the one doing this because I'm not good enough, I'm not capable enough, I haven't got the skills enough, all I will turn around to say is, if not you, then who? Who's going to do it? And I think the answer to that is nobody. Nobody's going to do it if you don't do it. So you've got to do it. No pressure. So if this means anything to you, Sagittarius, yeah, if it means anything to you, I'd love to hear about it, because I think this is something where you're going to want involving people and want to involve. There's an element of not publicity, but an element of publicness in what you are dealing with here. It's not just affecting you. So if you've got some new cause that you're fighting for, or if this is on a more personal level, you don't have to reveal personal details, but please do comment down below, because it's nice to know that these readings find their home, and especially this one. I've had a few of these this month, actually, going through the Zodiac. There's a lot of, you can tell it's the astrological new year. We've got the new moon in Aries coming up. You know, there is this real change in tone and go-getting energies that are coming up, which is superb. It's beautiful. Okay, so, yeah, like, share, subscribe. I'll see you probably for the new moon. Cheers.